DreAllDay.com.
Something better than this, tell me. Exactly. You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves me, you, and anyone else out there to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And we put all of these elements together into one philosophy, one mindset. I wrote a book about it. I'm giving you this masterclass right here today, tomorrow, and every day that is known as Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic are the 3 resources that you can use to compensate for anything that you're missing. The 3 resources to compensate with, we'll just call it that. The definition of compensate, and you'll understand what I mean as I get into this. First, let's get a definition of the word. It means to reduce or counteract something that is either unwelcome or unpleasant by exerting an opposite force or effect. In other words, anytime in life where you are coming up short in some area, one of these 3 resources that I'm going to mention and explain here today can make up for what you're missing. So any area, I'm talking about anything that you do. I don't care if you're a librarian, if you sell computers for a living, if you are in the streets hustling, if you ride bikes, if you're a professional bike rider, if you write books, anything that you do, entrepreneur, sell hats, anything that you do, there are 3 resources that you can utilize to compensate for anything that you're coming up short with. Again, to reduce or counteract something unwelcome or unpleasant by exerting an opposite force or effect. The elements that we'll discuss today are resources that, when you hold them in abundance, they can make up for anything that you're lacking in other areas. So I'm going to tell you something up front. Your ideal is to have all 3 of these elements in abundance, and as I explain them, you understand how and why. But if you find yourself short on any one of these elements, you can use the others to acquire what you're missing. All right, so let's get into it so you understand exactly what I mean, because I think maybe you're not quite sure right now, but you will by the time I get into this. So the topic, once again, are 3 resources to compensate with. Resource number 1 is money. Now, this is an easy one to understand. Money is the universal medium of exchange. Everybody understands money. With the right amount of money, well, everybody thinks they understand money. Let's put it that way. With the right amount of money, you can get nearly anything done. Anything that you want to get done, you can get done if you're willing to spend the right amount of money. I was listening to this podcast once, years ago. This had to be about 5 years ago. And there was this guy, I can't remember the name of his company, but he said his business, what they did was they would achieve any funded outcome. That was what his business was. That was the tagline of his business. Any funded outcome, we will get it done. So it didn't matter what it was. Anything that you wanted done. Yes, literally anything that you wanted done. As long as you had the money to fund them getting it done, they would get it done. And he told the story. I'm going to try to find this episode. I can't even remember what the guy's name was, but I do remember what show it was. See if I can try to find it so I can listen to it again. But the guy told this story of how at his company, some man reached out to him. This guy was the man who reached out was like a prince or something. And the prince had a son who had fallen in love with this woman who the prince suspected that the woman was a gold digger who had only, suckered her son into a marriage or a soon to be marriage because she just wanted to get his money. And the father noticed this about the woman, but the son was not noticing it. The son was blind to this whole thing because he was blinded by love or lust or whatever he was blinded by. And he's about to marry this girl, and the groom's father was like, no, this is not the right girl for him, but he's not listening to his dad. And he's like, no, but when the dad would try to talk to the son and tell him, you can't marry this girl because this, that, and try to tell his son these bad things about the woman, the son wasn't listening at all. So the dad went to this company because he was at the end of his wits trying to figure out how to tell his son not to marry this girl. He went to the company and he told them the whole situation. He was like, we need you to somehow demonstrate to my son that this woman is who I believe she is, so that he will know not to marry her before he marries her, and then he's connected to her forever, and she gets half his money and all this stuff. And the guy went and explained, and he gave a long explanation, but it was very entertaining, of how he was able to put together this elaborate plot that got the girl to really show her cards, who she really was, and got the son to finally see who the girl really was, and he called off the marriage and all of this stuff. It was very interesting, but the whole point of me telling you that is this: with the right amount of money, you can pretty much get anything done. And everybody understands the language of money, because there are very few things that money cannot purchase. In business, for example, if you don't have an audience, you don't have any followers, you just started your Instagram and Facebook and YouTube accounts today, you can get a whole bunch of people in front of you very quickly by doing one thing: buy advertising. If you pay enough for advertising, you can get in front of a whole lot of people really quickly, and you can jump yourself to the front of a line of people who've been grinding and building an audience for 10 years in 10 minutes with the right amount of money being spent. If you want to own a thriving business, but you don't feel like working hard for years to have a thriving business, to build a thriving business, you could jump to the front of the line by doing one thing: go buy somebody else's business. With the right amount of money, you could buy somebody's thriving business that already exists. Now you own a thriving business. You just spent the right amount of money. Money is a very valuable resource. You probably already know this. And usually when people are saying that they can't get certain things done, there's certain things they want to get done, or certain goals they want to accomplish, but they haven't been able to get them done, you ask people why they haven't gotten them done. Usually there's only two main reasons people give for not having achieved their desired outcomes. One of them is: I don't have enough time. Either I don't have enough time, or it hasn't been enough time yet, meaning I just got to keep working. Usually is I don't have enough time. Like, I would do it, but I just don't have the time to give to that thing. It's not often that somebody says, well, I haven't achieved it yet because I just haven't been putting in enough work long enough. Usually that's very rare that somebody says that's the reason why they haven't achieved an outcome. But people will say, well, I want to do it. I want to write a book, but I just don't have the time because I'm at work and I got kids, I'm at school and I'm playing my sport. Or I want to start a business, but I can't because I got this and I got this and I got that. I want to do this thing over here, but I can't because I just have all these things taking up my 24 hours every single day. So time is one reason that people give for not having achieved something that they want to achieve. The other reason is money. I don't have the money. Well, these people who have achieved it, they had money. They had somebody who had money helping them out. I just can't afford it. I don't have the money right now. I don't know. And I'm like, all right, well, if money is the reason why you haven't achieved the thing that you want to achieve, when do you plan on acquiring the money so that you can actually achieve it? And often when I ask people this question, I ask them, actually, you can swap out money or time. Whenever someone gives me the excuse of why they haven't achieved something and their excuse is time or money, my question to them is, all right, when are you going to get the time or money so that you can actually do it? Because you just said you want to do it, but the only thing stopping you from doing it is that you don't have time or you don't have money. So what is your strategy for acquiring the time or acquiring the money or freeing up the time? Because you can't acquire time, okay? You got 24 hours every day. You already had that. So when are you going to free up the time or when are you going to acquire the money? What's your strategy for doing either one? And 99 times out of 100, what do you think their answer is? Well, I just gave it to you. Their answer is they don't have an answer. But they have this excuse. They have this reason why they haven't achieved something, but they have no strategy to change that reason. So you just going to live the rest of your life with the same reason for not achieving your outcome? Makes no sense, but a lot of people do this. It's irrational, but human beings, we are irrational. There's a book called Predictably Irrational that I haven't even read yet, but it's on my bookshelf, like I talked about in yesterday's class. So with money, the point that I'm making here is there are most things, if you have money, not everything, but most things you can get done with the right amount of money. But having money by itself, just money alone, is not enough because, as you already know, and as I alluded to earlier, while money can buy many things, there are a few things that money cannot buy. So we got to talk about those other resources. Let's move to point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is the 3 resources to compensate with for anything that you're missing. Number 2 resource is knowledge. Knowledge. Having a lot of money is great. Anyone here who has a lot of money, I'm sure you enjoy it. You prefer it to not having money. Or anyone here who doesn't have money, I bet you would prefer to have a whole lot of money rather than not have enough, right? Even though having money is great, you still need to know what to do with the money. All right, just because you have it doesn't mean everything's good. You got to know how to use it, or otherwise you might end up losing it and no longer having it. You can hire someone. Let's say if you have a whole lot of money, but you have no knowledge whatsoever, you're just a complete idiot. Or you can hire someone who does have the knowledge that can solve your problem. Now, but here's the challenge to that is how you going to know who the right person is to hire if you have no knowledge? You might hire the wrong person who swindles you out of all your money. But let's just say you get lucky, even though you have no knowledge whatsoever, but you got a lot of money. You hire somebody and end up being the right person who actually can help you with what to do with your money. It's going to cost you though. You got to pay that person for their knowledge. And conversely, if you have money but no knowledge, you can put some time in. You can learn on your own. All right, if you're willing to invest your time, you can get knowledge. And if you have no money whatsoever, but a ton of knowledge, you can get some money by trading on your resource. Like I just explained, if you're a person who knows a whole lot about what a person should do with their money, but you don't have any money, well, first of all, it might be kind of hard for you to sell anybody on that because they're like, all right, you don't have any money, so how you know how to tell people what to do with money? You would have some if you knew that, right? But let's just say that they overlook that, right? And you really do know what people should do with their money, and you know a whole bunch of people who have a whole lot of money but have no knowledge. They're complete idiots. You can trade your knowledge for their money. They'll give you a little bit of their money or a lot of their money in order for you to help them manage whatever's left of their money after they give you what they got to give you, after they give you your cut. You can trade on your knowledge. If you write a book, you are trading on your knowledge. You're taking whatever it is that's in your head, whether that be your whole life story, whether it be your expertise on a certain subject, whether it be 3 years of research you did on the topic, whatever it is, and you're putting it on pages in a way that other people can consume it and learn from it, and then they got to buy the book. You are trading on your knowledge. When you create an online course, what are you doing? Taking your knowledge, put it into a packageable, consumable, codified product that someone else can consume, and how do they get it? Usually they got to pay for it. All right. When you offer yourself for hire as a trainer or as a teacher or as a coach or as a consultant, what are you trading on? You're trading your knowledge for other people's money. And the great thing about trading knowledge for money is that the knowledge doesn't go away just because you traded it to one person. Unlike, for example, if you were selling cars, if you had 10 cars for sale, after you make those 10 sales, you have no more cars. You had to go acquire more cars to make more sales. But with knowledge, you can sell the same piece of knowledge over and over and over and over again to an unlimited number of people, and you never run out of that knowledge. The knowledge does not expire just because you sold it to 20 people yesterday. You can sell it to 30 more people tomorrow and 1,000 more people the day after that with the exact same piece of knowledge. And if you learn how to package it up the right way, you don't even have to do any of the work. The knowledge can sell itself if you learn how to package and position it. That's the great thing about having knowledge. All right? With knowledge, you can create money. You cannot create knowledge with money. All right. If you have a whole lot of money and you're a complete fool, you can't buy knowledge. Now you can hire someone for their knowledge. You can pay for someone's knowledge, but you're not necessarily buying. You don't have the knowledge. They have it. All right. So you have the knowledge. You bought it for as long as that person's around. You rented the knowledge. Now you don't actually own it. But if you have knowledge in your head, you can go and create money as long as you have the knowledge of how to take what you know, package it, and sell it to other people to get money. So you see how knowledge can be more valuable than money in this sense? Hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying here in this explanation. I think I've done a good enough job explaining it, but I'm not done. When you know a lot about a particular subject, you become a valuable individual to other people. And when you have demonstrated value, you can generate revenue for yourself. Let me say that again. You know a lot about a particular topic. Let's say basket weaving. You're an expert at basket weaving, and you're valuable now to people who want to learn how to weave baskets. Not to everybody, but the people who want to learn how to weave baskets. Now you can generate revenue for yourself by demonstrating your value, demonstrating to people that you know how to weave baskets. Maybe make some YouTube videos showing yourself weaving the baskets so that they know that you can do it. Then you can say, hey, go to basketweaving.com and you can get my basket weaving course for $97 right now for a limited time. Now the people who want it are going to go buy your course. Now you have created money or earned money. You didn't create it. I mean, you're not the national mint. You have earned money through trading on your knowledge. So if you don't have a lot of money, what I would suggest you do, instead of sitting around lamenting the fact that you don't have money or complaining that you don't have money or using your lack of money as an excuse, what I suggest you do is make yourself really smart. You see, information, a lot of information you can get at very, very low cost. So if you're listening to me right now, then that means you have some type of data connected device that you probably own, such as a phone or a tablet or a computer. All right, so you're not dead zero broke. I mean, that device is worth something. Even if you have no cash, that device is worth something. So you have access to some type of resources. Go get the knowledge. Go listen to the podcast. Go watch the videos. Go read the blog posts. Go download the free handouts or whatever people are giving away. Make yourself a really smart person if you have no money, because then you can trade your smarts for money. Highly knowledgeable people, you know what they do? They create new things based on their knowledge. And then when the public needs that new thing, what does the public do? They buy it. This is the way that it works. Point number 3. Today's topic are the 3 resources that you can compensate with if you ever find yourself coming up short in any area of your life. Number 1 was money. Number 2 is knowledge. Number 3 is energy. Energy is 85% of the job in life, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked about energy in many episodes of this show. I'll refer you to a couple. I've talked about it a lot. Masterclass number 1373, how to change your energy. Number 1216, your energy is more important than your skill. Masterclass number 1196, how to channel your energy. Masterclass number 1087, how to have energy that attracts good things to you. Number 1050, how to be the supplier of energy. Number 739, how energy creates more of itself. Number 557, how inspiring your team with your energy as a leader. Number 502, how to use negative energy to create positive outcomes. Masterclass number 486, look alive. Bringing positive can-do energy to everything that you do. Number 427, high energy, creating it and what to do with it. Should I go on? Should I give you a couple more? Number 321, energy and focus strategies. And masterclass number 10, yes, number 10, back from April of 2016, how to identify and get rid of energy draining people. So as you can see, we talked about energy a lot here on the show, and that's just a few of them. I just gave you, 12 of them? Energy is 85% of the job in life, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably more than that. I'm being modest when I say 85%. When you have a lot of money and knowledge, but no energy to use your money and knowledge, it doesn't matter that you have money and knowledge. I would say no. Let's think about that one. You say you got a lot of money on your card or in your account or cash in your pocket, then you have a lot of knowledge. You know what to do. You know how to use it. You know where to go. You know some things that other people should know, and you're willing to trade them what you know to get even more of that money, but you have no energy whatsoever. Does it matter that you have knowledge and money? No. Because you're not going to be able to do anything. All right, having money is great, but if you can't do anything with the money because you have no energy, then the money will just sit there. Having knowledge is excellent. It's a great idea. I would suggest you have knowledge. But if you have no energy to do anything with your knowledge, does it matter that you know things? Not really. When I say energy here, I'm referring to both your mental and physical capacities to exert effort. That's what energy means. Energy is the mechanical definition of energy is your ability to do work. And the mechanical definition of work is to exert effort on an object and change the status of that object based on your effort. That's what I mean when I say energy. So I'm talking mentally and physically. Mental and physical capacities to exert effort. That's what I mean when I say energy. So if you're rich, money-wise, but your heart fails on you, can you buy yourself more time with your money? No, it's over. If you have a vast amount of specialized knowledge on a particular subject, but you are too lazy to organize that knowledge into a book or a course or a lecture or anything that you can give to other people so that they can understand it, not that you understand it, so that they can understand it. You don't have the energy to actually organize it and codify it. Does it matter that you know all the stuff that you know? No. Who benefits from it? Nobody. Here's a key secret, though, that you need to understand about knowledge. Though it is the least tangible of all 3, because, you can count money and you can show off knowledge, energy is the most valuable of all 3. Because as long as you have energy, you can go get all the money that you want and you can go acquire all the knowledge that you wish to have. But the other 2 elements, they are not universally able to get the other 2. So each one of these 3, money, knowledge, energy is the only one with which you can acquire the other 2 in abundance. You cannot acquire knowledge and energy with money. You can't buy energy, and you cannot buy knowledge with money. If you're a really smart person, you can create money, but just being smart does not give you energy. But if you have an abundance of energy, which is 85% of the job in life, you can get all the knowledge that you want to get, and you can go get all the money that you want to get. Can money make you smart or give you health? No. Can knowledge give you energy? No. Energy is the only one that you can swap for each of the others. That's why energy is the most important. And that's why I say energy is 85% of the job. Money's not 85% of the job. Knowledge is not 85% of the job. Energy is 85% of the job. And again, when I say energy, I'm not just talking about your ability to jump up and run around the block 3 times. In the professional world, and whether we're talking sports, whether we're talking being a doctor, whether we're talking being a school professor, anything that you're doing, energy is the difference between the people at the top of the profession and the people at the bottom of the profession. Because guess what? They all have knowledge. To get to the professional level, everybody pretty much knows a whole lot of the same stuff. And when it comes to money, if you're a professional, everybody's making a certain amount of money. All right, some may make more than others, but everybody's making something. What's the difference then between the people at the top of the profession and people at the bottom of the profession? The difference is the energy that each brings to the job every single day. What's the difference between the all-star basketball player and the bench warmer basketball player? Both of them playing in the NBA. What's the difference? They both making money. All right, they both know how to play basketball. They're both in the top 1% in the world. What's the difference between the all-star and the bench warmer? The difference is the energy that the all-star has. And again, when I say energy, I don't mean that they get to the gym earlier or that they just run faster up and down the court. That's not what I mean when I say energy. I mean the way that they see the game, the way they see themselves, and the way that they hold themselves to a certain standard. That is all part of their energy. As opposed to the bench warmer, they see themselves differently. It's not that the bench warmer wants to be at the end of the bench, but the bench warmer doesn't have the same mentality as the all-star. And that's why the all-star is the all-star and the bench warmer is the bench warmer. That is energy. That's what I'm talking about here. So I want you to understand when I say energy, it encompasses more than just jumping up out of your seat and doing 10 jumping jacks. All right, it's the way that you see yourself. It's your confidence, your discipline, your mental toughness, your ability to take initiative. All of that is part of your energy. And with energy, you can get anything that you want. Let's recap the class today. The 3 resources that you can use to compensate with. Definition of compensate is to reduce or counteract something unwelcome or unpleasant by exerting an opposite force or effect. The elements that we're discussing here today are resources that when you hold them in any amount, you can utilize them to make up for what you lack anywhere else. Your ideal is to have all 3, but if you're short on any one, try to utilize the others. And I already told you which one can do that the best. Point number 1, money. The universal medium of exchange. With the right amount of money, you can get nearly anything done. Everyone understands the language of money, and there are very few things that money cannot buy. Now, while money is a very valuable resource, which you probably already know, there are a few things that money can purchase. Like point number 2, knowledge. Having a lot of money is great, but you need to know what to do with the money. Now, you can hire someone who has that knowledge, but it'll cost you, and you only have their knowledge as long as you continue to pay them. Conversely, you can put time in and learn on your own if you're willing to put the time in order to acquire the knowledge that you want. And when you have the right amount of knowledge, make yourself really smart, you can trade on that resource. Writing a book, offering yourself as a trainer or a coach, being a online course creator, all of these things can make you valuable to other people once you have demonstrated your value, and you can utilize that to generate revenue for yourself. So if you don't have a lot of money, just make yourself smart. And highly knowledgeable people, when you make yourself smart, you can learn how to trade on that knowledge and you can make money out of it. Point number 3, energy. It's 85% of the job. When you have a lot of money and knowledge, but no energy, it doesn't matter that you have money or knowledge. By energy, I'm referring to both your mental and physical capacities to exert effort. If you are rich, but your heart fails, can you buy time? No. If you have a vast amount of knowledge, but too lazy to organize it, does it benefit anybody? No. Key secret about energy. Though it is the least tangible of the 3, it is also the most valuable. Why is this? Because as long as you have energy, you have the potential to get all the money and knowledge that you wish. Can you make yourself smart or give yourself health with money? Of course not. You cannot. You can't buy health. Can knowledge give you energy? No. Being smart does not give you energy. Energy is the only element of these 3 that can position you to acquire as much or as little as each of the others as you wish. That's why it's 85% of the job. So if you want to focus on one of these right now, Don't do what most people do. Most people focus on their lack of money and then do nothing, or they take in all this disparate knowledge that's not helping them at all and it gets them nowhere. Focus on your energy. When your energy's right, the knowledge will come and the money will follow. Work on your game. Dre, all